There was a man in your house. I saw him kissing your wife in the kitchen. That is what my sister-in-law Lucy said when she called me at 03. Oh, my time on base. My response was simple. Tell me everything, and don't leave anything out. I am Captain Reed, 31, currently on my second deployment overseas. Been married to Carmen, 28, for 3 years. She is a military spouse, knew what she was signing up for when she married me. Or at least I thought she did. I am 6 months into an 8-month deployment. It has been tough, but Carmen and I have our routine. Daily video calls when possible, care packages both ways, planning for my homecoming leave. She seemed to be handling it well. Until about 2 months ago, things started feeling off. Carmen began missing our scheduled calls. First, it was once a week, then twice. Always had reasonable excuses. Girls' night out, her book club running late, working overtime at her job at the base commissary. Sorry, babe. Totally lost track of time, she would say during our makeup calls. You know how it is? The photos she sent started changing too. Used to be selfies in our bedroom, pictures of her cooking dinner for one. Shots of her watching our shows and waiting for me. Lately, they have been more staged. Her dressed up at restaurants, group photos at bars, always looking like she was having too much fun. When I asked about the sudden social life explosion, she laughed it off. I am finally getting out of my shell, like you always wanted me to. She wasn't wrong. Before deployment, I had encouraged her to make friends, join spouse groups, stay busy. Military life is easier with a support network. Last week, during one of our calls, I heard something in the background that didn't sit right. Male laughter, distinctly not from the television show she claimed to be watching. Who is that? I asked. What? Oh, probably the neighbors. You know how thin these walls are, but we live in base housing. The walls aren't that thin. 3 nights ago, Lucy called me. Carmen's younger sister, the one person in her family who actually supports my military career. Reed. I don't know how to say this. Lucy started, her voice shaky. I came by to surprise Carmen for lunch yesterday. Okay, there was a man there in your house, and it wasn't innocent. My stomach dropped. What do you mean? They were in the kitchen, and he had his arms around her. When I knocked, they both looked panicked. Carmen introduced him as just a friend. But Reed, the way they were looking at each other. Did you get his name, Damien? He works for one of the contractor companies on base. Carmen said he was helping her fix the garbage disposal. I knew our garbage disposal. I had fixed it myself before deploying. There was nothing wrong with it. Lucy, I need you to be completely honest with me. What exactly did you see? They were kissing. Reed, in your kitchen, wearing barely anything. When I walked in, Carmen's hair was messed up and his shirt was buttoned wrong. The base around me felt like it was spinning. 6 months of deployment, thinking my wife was faithfully waiting for me while she was entertaining other men in our home. There is more, Lucy continued. I drove by yesterday evening around dinner time. His truck was in your driveway again. I thanked Lucy and hung up, then sat in my bunk for 2 hours trying to process what I had learned. My wife, the woman I trusted with everything while I served our country overseas, was cheating on me with a contractor. I called my best friend Sergeant Torres, who lives about 10 minutes from my house. Torres, I need a favor, and I need you to keep it between us. What is going on, Captain? I explained the situation. Torres listened without interruption. I will drive by tonight, he said simply. If there is something to see, I will document it. Yesterday, Torres sent me photos that confirmed my worst fears. Damien's truck in my driveway at 2200 hours. 2 silhouettes in my living room window, Carmen answering the door in a robe to accept a food delivery, with a man visible in the background. I am sorry, brother, Torres texted, but you needed to know. I have spent the last 24 hours accessing our shared cloud storage remotely, checking phone records I have access to as the account holder, gathering evidence. Found deleted photos Carmen thought were gone forever. Her and Damien in our bedroom, text messages about missing me less and less every day, plans to make the most of Reed being gone. The betrayal isn't just personal. It is a violation of everything military spouses are supposed to represent. While I am overseas serving our country, She has turned our home into her playground. But here is the thing Carmen doesn't know. Her birthday is next week. She has been posting on social media about her big party, how she is going to celebrate properly while I am away. I have been in contact with a divorce attorney through military legal assistance. Colonel Harrison has been incredibly supportive, helping me understand my options and connect with resources. Son, he told me during our video consultation, document everything. Military courts don't look kindly on spouses who betray deployed service members. Carmen's birthday party is in 4 days. She has invited half the base, posting about it like she is single and free. She wants a memorable birthday. She is going to get one. I have coordinated with my attorney to have papers served at the party, in front of all her friends. All the people she has been lying to about her faithful military wife act. Torres is handling the logistics on the ground. Says half our unit is ready to support whatever I need. She disrespected all of us, he told me. Military brotherhood means something. Right now, Carmen thinks she is getting away with everything. Thinks I am too far away to know what is happening. Too trusting to investigate. Too focused on my mission to pay attention. She is about to learn that distance doesn't mean disconnect, and loyalty isn't optional in military families. 4 more days until Carmen's birthday surprise. I wonder if Damien will still be there when the process server shows up. Update. Just got another photo from Torres. Damien's truck has been at my house 3 nights in a row. Carmen posted an Instagram story 2 hours ago about missing my husband but staying strong. The comments are full of military spouses praising her devotion. Update 1: The birthday party was yesterday. You guys were right about everything. The comments calling it perfectly planned justice were spot on. But what happened exceeded even my expectations for how this would go down. Thanks for all the support from fellow service members and military families. Your messages helped me stay focused on doing this right. So Friday was Carmen's 28th birthday. She had been posting about her party for weeks, turning it into this huge celebration. Rented the community center on base, invited about 50 people, mostly military spouses and their friends. I watched her Instagram stories from overseas as she got ready. Hair done, new dress, acting like she didn't have a care in the world, posted a selfie with the caption "Birthday girl ready to party." Missing my deployed hubby but celebrating life. The comments were exactly what you would expect. You are so strong. Military wives are the real heroes. Reed is lucky to have you. Meanwhile, Torres was positioned across the street from the community center, keeping me updated via secure messaging. Party started at 1900. About 30 people here so far. Haven't seen Damien yet. Carmen's playing the perfect military wife role, showing people photos of you, talking about how proud she is. The plan was simple. Process server would arrive at 2000 hours, right when the party was in full swing. Maximum audience. Maximum impact. At 1945, Torres sent me the message I had been waiting for. Damien just pulled up, walking in with flowers. This is about to get interesting. I was watching Carmen's live Instagram stream when it happened. At exactly 2000 hours, a woman in business attire walked into the party. You could see her in the background of Carmen's video, looking around the room. "Excuse me, are you Carmen Thompson?" the woman asked. Her voice clear enough to pick up on the live stream. Carmen turned around, confused. "Yes, you are being served." The entire party went silent. You could hear the process server clearly. "Divorce papers. You have 30 days to respond." Carmen's phone was still recording live. The entire military spouse community was watching in real time as my wife got handed divorce papers at her birthday party. Her face went completely white. "There must be some mistake," she said. "No mistake. Captain Reed Thompson versus Carmen Thompson. Dissolution of marriage with cause." That is when Damien stepped forward. "Hey, what is going on here?" The process server looked at him. "Are you Damien Walsh?" "Yes. These are for you too. Alienation of affection lawsuit." I watched through the live stream as both Carmen and Damien got served simultaneously, in front of everyone they had been lying to. The party exploded. Military spouses started pulling out their phones, recording everything. Someone yelled, "She has been cheating on a deployed soldier." The community center erupted in chaos. Carmen tried to end the live stream, but it was too late. Thousands of people had watched it happen in real time. Torres called me immediately after, "Brother, you should see this place. Half the spouses are walking out in disgust. The other half are taking pictures. Carmen's having a complete breakdown. What about Damien?" Gone. Dropped those flowers and ran to his truck the second he got served. Left her there alone. Within an hour, the video had been screen recorded and reposted across every military spouse Facebook group on the internet. Carmen's birthday party meltdown went viral in the military community. The comments were brutal. "This is what happens when you betray a deployed service member. She is a disgrace to military spouses everywhere. That process server has better timing than artillery Saturday morning." I got a call from Colonel Harrison. "Son, I wanted you to know that base housing has been notified. Mrs. Thompson's privileges are being reviewed, and Mr. Walsh's contractor status is under investigation. Thank you, sir. The community has rallied around you, Captain. There is already a fund being set up to help with your legal fees." Torres sent me updates throughout the weekend. Carmen spent Saturday crying on social media, posting long explanations about being confused and making mistakes. Every post got ratioed by military families calling her out. Sunday, she tried a different approach, posted a photo of us from our wedding with the caption, "I love my husband, and I am fighting for our marriage." The comments destroyed her. "You weren't fighting for your marriage when you were with Damien. Military wives don't cheat on deployed soldiers. Take accountability for once." By Monday, Carmen had been removed from every military spouse support group online. Her friends stopped answering her calls. Even her own mother called me to apologize for her daughter's behavior. "Read. I am so sorry," Carmen's mom said during our video call. "I raised her better than this. What she did to you while you are serving our country is unforgivable." The best part, Damien completely ghosted Carmen after the party. Turns out he was only interested when it was secret and exciting. Public scandal and legal consequences weren't part of his plan. Carmen called me yesterday, crying. "Read. Please. I made a terrible mistake. I love you. Can we work this out?" "Carmen," I said calmly, "your mistake wasn't cheating on me. Your mistake was thinking I had never find out. I will do anything to fix this. The only thing you can do is sign the papers and move out of my house." She has been posting cryptic messages about losing everything and learning from mistakes. The military community isn't buying it. "I come home in 6 weeks. My house will be empty of her belongings. My divorce will be in progress. And my unit is planning a homecoming party that doesn't include my cheating ex-wife." Sometimes the best revenge is just letting someone face the natural consequences of their actions in front of everyone they have been lying to. Carmen wanted a birthday party she would never forget. Mission accomplished. Update: Torres just sent me a photo. Carmen's been packing boxes all day. Looks like she is moving back in with her parents. At 28, with no job and no friends, because she couldn't wait 8 months for her deployed husband to come home. Update 2: I am back stateside now, and the last month has been absolutely wild. The fallout from Carmen's birthday party continues to ripple through the military community, and honestly, the support I have received has been incredible. Sorry for the delay in updating. Had to focus on redeployment, legal proceedings, and getting my life back together. But you guys deserve to know how this all wrapped up. First, the legal stuff. Carmen tried everything to avoid the divorce. Showed up at my attorney's office crying, claiming she was emotionally unstable due to deployment stress. Filed a counterpetition asking for spousal support and claiming I was emotionally abusive for exposing her affair publicly. The judge wasn't having it. When we appeared via video conference, I was still overseas at the time. His Honor took one look at the evidence packet and shut down Carmen's entire defense. "Mrs. Thompson, you conducted an affair in the marital home while your husband served overseas. There are photographs, text messages, and witness testimony. This court finds your behavior constitutes marital misconduct, precluding any claim to spousal support." Carmen's attorney tried to argue that serving papers at her birthday party was cruel and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The judge's response was epic. "Counselor, adultery is cruel. Serving legal papers is just efficient." Final divorce decree: no spousal support, Carmen responsible for her own legal fees, and I keep the house and all assets acquired during marriage. She gets her personal belongings and the debt she racked up on her credit cards buying gifts for Damien. Speaking of Damien, his life imploded too. His contracting company terminated his position after the military banned him from base access. Turns out he was married too, and his wife found out about Carmen when the video went viral. Carmen tried reaching out to him for support during the divorce proceedings. He blocked her on everything and moved back to his home state with his wife for marriage counseling. 2 weeks ago, I finally came home. My unit threw an incredible homecoming party. Not just celebrating my return, but celebrating justice served. Torres organized it, and about 100 military families showed up. The best part was meeting Sergeant Maya Rodriguez, a combat medic who had heard about my situation through the military grapevine. She approached me at the party. "Captain Thompson, I wanted to say I am sorry for what happened, but impressed by how you handled it." "Thank you, Sergeant. Also, I wanted to ask if you would like to grab coffee sometime. I mean, after you have had time to process everything." Maya understands military life in ways Carmen never did. She has been deployed twice herself, knows the sacrifices involved, and respects the commitment required. We have been talking for 2 weeks now, taking things slow but enjoying each other's company. The difference between Maya and Carmen, Torres told me yesterday, is that Maya sees military service as honorable. Carmen saw it as inconvenient. As for Carmen, the aftermath has been brutal. She had to move back in with her parents in Ohio, lost all her military spouse friends, cannot get a job on base anymore because everyone knows what she did. She tried to rebuild her image on social media, posting about starting over and learning from mistakes. But every post gets flooded with comments from military spouses who remember her betrayal. Last week, she sent me a long email asking for closure and wanting to explain her side. I didn't respond. There is nothing to explain. She made her choices, and now she lives with the consequences. The military community has been incredible throughout this whole experience. My legal fees got covered by donations from fellow service members. Carmen's behavior united military spouses in disgust. Nobody tolerates betrayal of deployed soldiers. Colonel Harrison called me into his office yesterday for what I thought was routine post-deployment check-in. Instead, he had something else to discuss. "Captain, your handling of a difficult personal situation, while maintaining military professionalism, has been noticed. Your promotion recommendation is being fast-tracked. Thank you, sir. Also, you have become somewhat of a legend in military spouse circles. They are using your situation as an example of why community accountability matters." Apparently, Carmen's birthday party video is still being shared in military spouse orientation programs as a cautionary tale about the consequences of infidelity. Yesterday, I ran into one of Carmen's former friends at the commissary. She stopped me in the cereal aisle. "Reed, I want you to know that all of us feel terrible about not seeing the signs sooner." Carmen fooled everyone. "You don't need to apologize for her choices. I know, but we should have been better friends to you. Military families are supposed to look out for each other." The conversation reminded me why I love military life. This community has standards, and when someone violates them, there are consequences. Maya and I went to dinner last night at the same restaurant where Carmen used to take Damien. The irony wasn't lost on either of us. "Do you ever regret how public the divorce became?" Maya asked. "Never. Carmen's betrayal wasn't just against me. It was against every military spouse who actually stays faithful during deployments. She needed to face public accountability." The birthday party serving was legendary. Military spouses still talk about it. Torres deserves the credit for execution. I just provided the motivation. This morning, I got a message from a young soldier whose wife had been cheating during his first deployment. He had seen my story and asked for advice. I told him what I wish someone had told me. Document everything. Trust your instincts. And remember that loyalty isn't optional in military families. Some people criticized my methods as too harsh or publicly humiliating. But here is the thing. Carmen humiliated herself. I just made sure her actions had appropriate consequences. Military spouses carry a special responsibility. When soldiers deploy, they trust their partners to maintain the home front with honor. Carmen violated that sacred trust, and the community responded accordingly. 6 months ago, I thought I was married to someone who understood military sacrifice. Turns out I was married to someone who saw deployment as an opportunity for adventure. Now I am building something real with someone who sees military service the way I do, as honorable, necessary, and worth the sacrifices it requires. Carmen wanted excitement and attention while I was deployed. She got both, just not the kind she expected. Sometimes the best justice is simply letting people face the natural consequences of their choices in front of the community they have betrayed. Update: Maya and I are planning a weekend trip to visit my family. First time in years, I am excited about introducing someone to my parents. They are going to love her, especially the fact that she actually respects military service. Final update 6 months post-divorce. And I wanted to give you all a final update since so many of you have been following this journey. Life has completely transformed. And honestly, I have never been happier. The divorce finalized 3 months ago without any additional drama. Carmen signed everything and moved to Ohio permanently. The house feels like mine again after I had it professionally cleaned and redecorated. Replaced the bedroom furniture, painted the kitchen, basically erased any trace of her presence. Maya and I have been dating officially for 4 months now. Last month, she got orders to transfer to my base, which means we don't have to navigate a long-distance relationship. She is moving into base housing next week, and we are taking things at a healthy pace. The difference between us and your last marriage, Maya told me recently, is that we both understand what military life actually requires. She is right. Maya's been deployed, knows the challenges, respects the commitment. When we video call during training exercises, she doesn't complain about missing me. She asks about my mission and tells me to stay safe. Colonel Harrison recommended me for promotion to major, citing my exceptional leadership during personal adversity. The promotion came through last month, along with a new assignment to train junior officers in deployment readiness. Your experience gives you credibility, he explained. Young soldiers need to hear from someone who has navigated real challenges. I have started speaking to military spouse groups about relationship resilience during deployment, not as the guy whose wife cheated, but as someone who rebuilt after betrayal and found genuine partnership. The response has been incredible. Military families share their own stories, and I realize how common these challenges are. The difference is how you handle them. Torres got promoted to staff sergeant and credits our friendship with teaching him about loyalty and accountability. Watching you handle that situation made me a better soldier and husband, he told me. As for Carmen, she has tried to rebuild her life in Ohio, but it hasn't gone well. Her social media presence never recovered from the military community backlash. She started dating someone new, but apparently the relationship ended when he discovered her history. 2 months ago, she sent me a birthday card with a long handwritten note about missing our life together and wishing things had been different. I threw it away without reading the whole thing. Some chapters close permanently. Last week, I ran into Damien's ex-wife Sarah at a coffee shop near base. She recognized me from the viral video. I wanted to thank you, she said. Your situation exposed my husband's affair, which led us to marriage counseling. We are actually stronger now. I am glad something positive came from it. Carmen did both of us a favor by being so careless. Sometimes the truth needs to be public to be real. The birthday party video still circulates in military spouse circles as a cautionary tale, but also as an example of community accountability. Military families police their own. And Carmen learned that the hard way. Maya finds the whole story fascinating rather than threatening. You handled betrayal with dignity and strategy, she said. That tells me who you are when things get difficult. Next month, Maya and I are taking leave together to visit her family in Texas. Her parents are retired military and excited to meet me. Her father served 3 tours in Afghanistan and understands the sacrifices involved. Dad's going to love you. Maya laughed. He respects soldiers who handle adversity with honor. The contrast with Carmen's family is striking. Where Carmen's parents made excuses for her behavior, Maya's family holds each other accountable to military values. I have learned that the right partner doesn't see deployment as abandonment. They see it as service. They don't count days until homecoming as lost time. They count them as investment in something bigger than themselves. Young soldiers ask me about red flags in military relationships. I tell them, watch how your partner talks about your service. Do they see it as noble sacrifice or inconvenient separation? Do they build community with other military families or resent the military lifestyle? Carmen saw my deployment as 8 months of freedom. Maya would see it as 8 months of supporting our shared mission. That is the difference between a military spouse and someone who just happens to be married to a soldier. 6 months ago, I thought my marriage was the foundation of my life. Turns out it was just expensive scaffolding around something much stronger. My commitment to service, brotherhood, and integrity. Maya and I are building something based on shared values rather than shared convenience. When deployment comes again, and it will, I will leave, knowing my partner understands why I go and will be here when I return. Carmen taught me what I don't want in a partner. Maya is showing me what genuine military partnership looks like. The birthday party serving was justice. This new relationship is redemption. To anyone dealing with betrayal during deployment, document everything, trust your military family, and remember that the right person will not see your service as competition for their attention. Military life is hard enough without wondering if your partner is loyal. Find someone who sees your sacrifice as honorable, not inconvenient. Carmen's birthday party lasted 3 hours. The consequences lasted forever. But the community support I received, the brotherhood that rallied around me, and the genuine love I found with Maya, that is lasting too. Sometimes losing the wrong person leads you to the right one. Thanks for following this journey, Reddit. Your support helped me remember that dignity and strategy beat emotion and desperation every time. Maya says she wants to read these posts someday to understand how we found each other. I told her she can read them on our wedding day update. Just booked engagement ring consultation for next month. This time, I am choosing someone who actually deserves it.